Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a quick, vibrant journey to capture the absolute essence of Barcelona. Drawing from the brilliant insights of travel expert Rick Steves, we're going to distill the magic of Spain's second city into a super efficient, highly focused visual guide. We'll be covering the whole shebang, from navigating the city's unique neighborhoods to understanding its fierce cultural pride, and of course, how to eat and explore like a true local. Okay, let's dive into this. I absolutely love this quote from Rick Steves' guide. He says, "Travel is intensified living, maximum thrills per minute, and one of the last great sources of legal adventure. Travel is freedom, it's recess, and we need it." You see, we visit a place like Barcelona not just to check sites off a list, right? We go to really experience it, to become temporary locals. And honestly, that philosophy is the perfect lens for our explainer today. So if you're ready to surrender to a city's charms, Barcelona is definitely the place. Just imagine the energy radiating from the Rambles, that famous tree-lined pedestrian boulevard running right through the heart of the city. Stepping into Barcelona means stepping into a place that literally bubbles with life. From these bustling, pedestrian-friendly lanes all the way up to the elegant modern uptown, it's a city practically built for walking, people-watching, and pure discovery. Section 1. The Catalan Spirit. Unique Culture and Pride. Now, before we start walking, we need to understand exactly where we are. Culturally speaking, we aren't just in Spain. We're in Catalunya. The region of Catalunya, anchored by Barcelona, has this fierce local pride and a culture completely distinct from the rest of Spain. For starters, the native language here is Catalan. And you know that quintessential Spanish tradition of bullfighting? Yeah, it's completely banned here. Actually, Barcelona turned its old bullring into a modern shopping mall. You really see this unique cultural pride come alive right in the public squares. Take the Sardana, for example. It's a slow-motion circle dance that acts as a beautiful, patriotic display of Catalan unity. Everyone joins hands, arms raised, and just steps to the music. And the absolute best part? Everyone is welcome to join in, even tourists cursed with 2 left feet. Just toss your day bag in the center of the circle to guard against theft, and jump right in. Let's move to the next concept and see how this builds into another incredible tradition. So if the Sardana is about unity, the Castell is all about immense community teamwork. A Castell is literally a human tower. And get this, it can reach up to 10 humans high. The mechanics are just fascinating. The burliest locals form a rock-solid base at the bottom, supporting those who climb up, all the way to the smallest child who scales the very top to become the steeple. It's a thrilling, living monument to Catalunya's community spirit. You really have to see it to believe it. Moving on to Section 2, Mapping the Neighborhoods, Navigating Barcelona. Now that we have a feel for the local spirit, let's figure out how to actually get around. Barcelona is a massive metropolis of 1.7 million people. I know, that might sound a bit intimidating, but geographically speaking, the major sites are actually clustered into very manageable zones. And this brilliantly illustrates the layout. Kind of like Los Angeles, Barcelona is basically flat, sloping gently down from the mountain foothills right to the edge of the Mediterranean Sea. You've got a large central square, Plaça de Catalunya, which acts as the main dividing line between the newer uptown areas and the historic downtown. If you can mentally map out these 4 distinct zones, you are going to master the city in no time. First up, you have the Old City, the compact medieval core where you'll likely spend most of your time. Second, the harbor front, featuring old fishing neighborhoods, a Long Beach promenade, and beautiful marinas. Third, just above the main square is the Eixample. That's the elegant grid-plan district famous for its modern architecture. And finally, Montjuic, the large hill overlooking the harbor, which is just packed with museums and parks. Section 3. Masterpieces of Modernisme. Innovative architecture. Speaking of architecture, we absolutely have to talk about what makes Barcelona's skyline so iconic. By the late 19th century, Barcelona boomed into a massive industrial powerhouse. But instead of just building a bunch of boring factories, they used this immense wealth to transform the city into a glorious, open-air showpiece of innovative art. Talented Catalan architects, most notably the legendary Antoni Gaudí, forged a completely new style called Modernisme. They basically remade the city with curvy, fanciful, almost dreamlike buildings. I mean, you see wavy stone facades like Gaudi's La Pedrera, roof lines that look like literal dragon scales, and just an explosion of playful details like stained glass and brilliantly painted tiles. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the striking parallels between 2 of Barcelona's absolute greatest masterpieces. On one side, you have the towering avant-garde interior of Gaudí's Sagrada Familia.
a breathtaking church that has been under construction since 1882. Seriously. And on the other side, you have the culinary art of a coastal city, a rich, vibrant seafood paella. It's so cool because both of these require incredible vision, a lot of patience, and a really deep appreciation for local flavor.
Section 4. Life in the Old City. The compact historic core. So, while the towering architecture of the Exemple is totally awe-inspiring, the true pulse of the city is found a bit further down. This is that compact core we mapped out earlier, known as Ciutat Vella. It's a massive labyrinth of narrow, traffic-free streets completely designed for strolling, getting wonderfully lost, and of course, prime people watching. The atmosphere here, especially after the sun goes down, is just purely magical. The twisty Gothic lanes are illuminated by these elegant street lamps. And this is exactly when the beloved tradition of the Paseo begins. The Paseo is simply the evening stroll. Everyone, and I mean everyone, spills out of their apartments and into the cool evening air to walk, chat, and just see their neighbors. It's such a vibe. And to really become that temporary local we talked about earlier, you have to embrace this rhythm. You wander the lively squares, listen to the street musicians echoing off the ancient stone, and then you dip into a bustling, loud tapas bar. Picture this. You're standing shoulder to shoulder with locals, ordering Catalan small plates, maybe a slice of cured ham here, some garlic shrimp there, turning a night of snacking into a deeply entertaining meal. All right, on to Section 5, Smart Traveler Logistics, Practical Tips. Because to enjoy that romantic evening, you kind of need to survive the daytime logistics first. Barcelona is one of the most popular tourist destinations on Earth. If you show up unprepared, you're going to spend your entire vacation just standing in line. So let's go over some hard-hitting, practical advice. The absolute first, and honestly most crucial point, is to book advance tickets. I literally cannot emphasize this enough. For the heavy hitter sites like the Picasso Museum, La Pedrera, the Sagrada Familia, and Park Güell, advance reservations are absolutely mandatory. If you don't book online weeks ahead, you simply won't get in, period. It'll completely ruin the trip. Step 2 is adapting to the local clock, which we'll look at next. And Step 3 is guarding your time and belongings. Definitely keep an eye out for pickpockets in those crowded tourist zones. So let's talk about Step 2, adapting to the clock. Look, if you try to eat dinner at 6 p.m., you're going to be eating entirely alone in an empty restaurant. Catalans eat late. Dinner usually doesn't even start until 21 o'clock or 22 o'clock, so that's 9 or 10 p.m. To cope with this, you just do what the locals do. You bridge that hunger gap in the early evening by hitting up those tapas bars for some small plates and maybe a small beer or a glass of sparkling cava. Finally, let's leave you with this really empowering piece of advice straight from Rick Steves' guide. Attempt the language. Now, yes, a lot of people speak English in the tourist zones, but trying out a simple bon dia for good morning in Catalan or gracias in Spanish, well, it just works wonders. Interacting with the locals, attempting their language, and just being flexible will completely carbonate your travel experience. So we've mapped the city, decoded the culture, admired the architecture, and locked down the logistics. The only question left is, are you ready to become a temporary local in Barcelona? Because this incredible city is just waiting for you to jump right into the dance. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to In 8 Minutes and never miss what matters.